And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guests. He's a musician and lumber dude who left the church behind so he could preach the holy gospel of heavy fucking metal. It's Todd Cooper. And she's a writer, producer who just returned from her 25th college anniversary, where she successfully convinced most of her class that she actually remembers who they are. It's Robin Shorr. Tone Zone is here to assert that he is not dating Jason Kelsey in order to promote his live shows. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison Rosen. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little pumpkin whoopie pies. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon.
Patreon.
By Jay Melville. All sorts of fun stuff on Patreon. There's episodes of The Friend Zone, my bonus podcast. There's a level where you can text me, I'll text you back. You can submit carbs and more. Do an annual subscription and get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Okay, I would like to say hello to my guests, Robin Shorr, fresh from your reunion.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to hear about it. Todd Cooper.
Hi.
It's been too long.
It's been a minute.
And now you're back on the first show where Tony's back.
I love it.
I know. And we need to get into whatever that was between the two of you before the show started. Daniel Quantz, hello.
Hello. Thank you. Okay, calm down.
Tony, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tony, we missed you.
All right. So much to get into. Let's just address the fact that, my listeners already know this because I talked about it on a show, which is Daniel, I think. It was on the show with Daniel where I had a coughing attack. I was supposed to go to Tony's show in LA. I've never seen Motion City Soundtrack. I've seen him play with other bands, but not Motion City Soundtrack. And I was promised a spot on his drum set. I'm going to move out of the way when he needs to play the particular drum I'm sitting on, most likely a cymbal. So we had planned.
Because those are so rarely used.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah,
they're not very useful.
Oh, do you use your cymbal a lot?
Yeah.
Are you like a cymbal heavy guy? Look, I don't need to ride on the ride. What's the least used cymbal? Like a tiny splash?
Snare.
That's not cymbal.
Oh, the cymbal.
This is drum talk, you idiot.
I mean, I have two different crash cymbals. Probably the one on my right is probably the least used if I was really having to decide.
Sit on that one then. Okay. Can you just use your other one? Just do double duty on the other one.
A tiny splash. The picture that you have, Tony's playing one of those Rush drum kits.
Yes.
It's
vertical and it's I don't know how I would sit on a tiny
I'll just
splash.
sit on the gong that you're going to hit at the end of this.
You don't know how you would sit on a tiny splash. Everything else would have been perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, tiny splash is where we realize this can't happen. I'll sit on your second cowbell.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have so many.
That's implying that someone else has the first.
Yeah, Tony's good.
Tony's
so back when I played in a band, we gave our drummer a cowbell. This was not like an homage to the SNL skit. We just gave him a cowbell one year, and I kept saying he never wears it, and then I would laugh. Zero people, but I got the same reaction that I'm getting in this room, and I thought it was such a funny thing to say.
Now, did you
this
think
was my cowbell bit, and no one laughed.
Would you repeat it in different ways, thinking they're not laughing because the delivery is just a little off, but this is a solid joke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try again. I'm gonna forget I heard anything.
Okay. Yeah. We gave Tim a cowbell for Christmas. He never wears it.
Oh,
so good.
Because that's Tim is a cow, and he wears the bell.
Right. Because cows wear a cowbell.
I think the tough part is that you have to, in your mind, be discriminatory against Tim out of the gate.
I know.
You have to accept at face value that this guy is a cow.
Right.
He's not.
Was he cow-like?
Tough
No.
for me.
Wait, I have a question now, though.
Yeah.
Do cows wear cowbells, or do you hit a cowbell
and they
call
dance?
them?
It makes them dance.
I feel like
I want to say they're wearing that.
I think
Okay.
so, yeah.
I think so.
Then there's no excuse for my joke
Yeah,
not
so
to be
But does that
thunderously
still
appreciated.
happen, though?
They put
I feel like maybe it's like an old-timey thing.
They put
Old
bells
tiny
on cows so that you don't step on them. so you know they're there.
I mean, yeah, that's a very old timey thing. Like you have so few cows that you're like, we better put a bell on it so we know where that
You're
one
right.
cow goes.
Who has that much land that like, oh, has anyone seen our cow?
Yeah, like you're a
Cows are
rancher or
huge.
not?
I
Right.
feel like in those circular cheeses, the Bonnie Bell cheeses, I feel like the cow in that logo is wearing a cowbell.
And
for
I
sure.
think the laughing cow in the laughing
Maybe
cow
it's laughing
cheese.
cow. Maybe
No,
it's
both.
laughing cow.
I think they're similar cows.
Yeah.
You're right. And actually, the laughing cow cheese is actually French.
Oh.
And there's a name. It's like
Bonjour.
le something
like,
kiri.
Sorry.
La vache kiri, I think.
Yeah, was that a French cow moo?
Yes, that was trying to be a French moo. How do you do that? Moo.
Have you heard Robin's American Quack?
It's a falling asleep duck. Sorry.
No, I know.
Did you say American quack?
Yeah, because she was doing a French cow, and I was just saying, like, here's an American quack, but it's really technically a duck. Okay, so we learned, and I was going to verify it, but I haven't. So this is as good as, like, Wikipedia info, even though that's not where I got it. We learned that ducks can put half their brain to sleep because they're, like, prey, and so they never fully, sleep with one eye open.
Oh, I
for
see.
ducks,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess. And then Robin did this.
I'm trying to find it.
Quack. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I totally got sidetracked by the cowbell situation. So I was supposed to go to Tony's show. We had a babysitter lined up. We had figured out what time we had to have to leave and everything. And then the night before, I was like, my throat feels weird. And then the next day, I was like very sick. And then I was sick for a number of days.
Oh.
And therefore, I am blameless. I wanted to go.
Where
I
was
couldn't.
Tony's show?
The YouTube Theater in
Oh.
Inglewood, which is my favorite part of town
it's
to
a
try
good
to get
theater.
to.
It is. That was my first time there. It's a really
Yeah.
nice room.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the most convenient part of town. But
Tony, I was there in spirit. If my son or daughter, who doesn't exist, was the star of Motion City soundtrack, I don't go anywhere. But I would have wanted to go to Tony's show. If I was going to go anywhere this weekend, I would have gone to Tony's show. If I had
Wait,
been on
only if
Instagram-
Tony was your child, though?
No, like there are things where I want to just say like, I love you so much. I love, like if my child was the star of this play, I wouldn't go see this play.
Oh, I see.
Like I just don't go out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never leave my house
Yes.
except to see you guys here.
Yes, I get that.
No. It's just hard to get me to go to see music and stuff. And I need to be cooler about that.
So, Todd, were you evidently were also going to go, and then something happened?
I'll tell you where.
Todd topped you've been given lots of shit for showing up so late for wrestling and
oh
all
my
that.
God, I've
Todd,
never heard. There's no end
I
to
did
what I've
Todd
heard.
took it to a new level.
So not only that, but I thought that there was like a guest list spot for me. I hate guest listing in LA. It's like such a thing, right?
Maybe that's where my anxiety comes from. Just going out. Yeah.
And like ask, like you don't want to be like, can I get on the list? Like
Yeah.
it's like, a show is like, it's there's 1,000 people on that list already.
Yeah.
So, but I thought that's like my friend had asked about me already or something.
Yes, because
And
he's also good friends with Jordan, the singer of New Found Glory. So he knew multiple people
yeah.
playing the show.
it was like
and-
I was gonna go hang. It was gonna be a lot of fun. And so then it was like last minute, somebody was like, I can put you on. And I felt bad, like even asking because I thought it already. Anyway, so it was already like I already felt like bad about it. So then I can tell you where the show wasn't because I opened up, I guess, just really quickly opened up the list of like shows and saw El Rey
Oh no!
Theater.
Oh.
And I like my brain, I refuse to read anything in depth. A quick skimming is plenty, apparently.
Sure.
In my life. So I was like, El Rey, got it. Got it all in order, called an Uber, got in that thing, rode 30 minutes to
I
El
didn't
Rey.
realize you Ubered also.
I Ubered.
Where are
it
you
was
coming
a
from?
$50,
Where are you coming from?
From El Sereno.
Okay. Great neighborhood. Love El Sereno.
Wait, isn't that where Dave Huntsberger moved to?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
I seem to remember I mentioned this before, and I think
you
I
just
heard
doxed
his name.
David, but that's cool.
It's not around the corner from
Well, I
the
don't think
El
I
Rey.
gave.
It is
his
not around the
address.
corner.
It is not around. El Rey's a great. Back when I used to go see bands.
Yes.
That's a great spot.
Yeah, that would have been a great place to see them.
Yeah.
It felt right. Like I was out El Rey. That's the right place for this show.
Yep.
And it's also a $30 Uber ride.
It was $50 a minute ago.
Yeah.
No, I said the whole night was 50,
Oh.
and then I realized like it was more like 60.
Okay.
With tip and all. So I get out of the Uber, and as I'm getting out, I'm like, oh no.
There's no one here? Is that what you realized?
I just didn't see it on the billboard, and I just a sixth sense where I'm like, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Where your brain is
I don't
like,
think that's a sixth sense. I think that's your
eyes telling your brain that there's no one there.
I would like to assume it's some sort of
Okay.
a magic that I hold.
Yeah. So it's your perception. But
This
okay.
is right. Yeah. Well, Todd magic.
No, but it's your extrasensory perception.
That's right.
Your
Yeah, I'm a
ESP.
superhero for being a jackass. And so I go up and I'm like, I think I'm on the list, and they're like, okay. And I don't ask who's playing or anything. And then they're like, you're not on here, which also always happens.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean. And then I was like, who's tonight? And they're like, it's this other artist. And I was like,
It's the Wiggles.
bye. And so I like, and I was like, I might hang.
Yeah.
So they had already like wristbanded me, and I had to just leave out of the line. Be like, I'm not at the right.
Wait, why had they wristbanded you?
Because I had to like show my ID.
Oh,
it was like
before
I
you
had
got-
already, I had like gone
Okay.
through the thing.
Yeah.
To go to the, I was at their show. I was ready to see them.
Did you wind up going to Inglewood?
I was gonna, so I got an Uber to take me to the YouTube theater.
Oh, wow.
Then,
So wait, you looked up where they're going to be at that point?
Then I was like, I should see where this band is playing. My friends are in town. I should see them. And so I look it up, and I was like, oh, this is so far, also far from my house, but
It's
far
very
from everywhere.
far. Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, I'll just make it happen, right? So I call an Uber, and the Uber thing like put me in the wrong space, and so like the car kept circling, but it wasn't where I was.
Oh, did it like drop a pin? It's like, here's a pin that's in roughly the same 5-mile
Yes.
radius as you.
But not close to me.
Right.
And the car, then I like canceled the car and was like, hey man, sorry. I sent a text. I'm sorry. You know, I'm in the wrong spot for the pin. So I tried to reorder, and then it ordered
ordered it.
him again.
Oh, no.
And now he's mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
now he like, then he like accepts it, and I got the pin in the right place, and he just parked somewhere. So for like 15 minutes now, I'm
Oh
waiting.
my God, this is so stressful. It's reminding me of when I tried to get to the fucking wrestling show, but go ahead.
So then, like at this point, like I'm like, well, I gotta call. So I open Lyft, and you know the thing you do, you just like work around. And so I'm just like, I'm never. And then I'm like, what if he's on Lyft and he answers, and then so I was like, this.
He's
is gonna
in
be,
your area. You got to
Oh,
wait
right,
for him to
'cause they'll
leave.
do-
Yeah.
And I was like, he's gonna screw me up. But then by the time it all happened, I got in the car, and it was already like 8:45. It was like I was gonna be late.
Tony's
would've-
band was going on at 7:30.
I missed.
Yeah,
I had
we were
already
done.
missed that.
Newfound probably would have been done
That's,
also.
yeah. So I was just
Oh.
like, this is the worst. So I just texted
Yeah,
everyone.
I don't
was like,
blame you.
Yeah. It was just dumb. Like, what a dumb thing. They were playing, by the way, at the El Rey Theater in Albuquerque.
Which fun little addition to the story. He told me all this. He was like, I saw telling me he saw Albuquerque, realized it was Albuquerque. Funny thing about all that, the Albuquerque show was canceled long before the tour even started.
Oh, so you never even
Where did you
performed
see
there.
it?
Yeah. So maybe it was, did you go to our website or some,
I must
for some
have.
reason it was still listed in some
Yeah.
places. I don't know why it didn't happen, but
Yeah, wherever I went on someone's website, whatever, it just had like lists of shows. And, you know, yeah, I just saw El Rey. I was like, well, that's El Rey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
What a
a
saga.
story of perseverance.
And stupidity.
And no, but like you came by it honestly, you
I
know?
tried my darn hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I didn't want to sound like I would totally go see Tony's show. I
It's
just
fine.
am
I
not
would not
cool
expect
enough. I went to Maggie Rogers and she yelled at everyone, and I was
Who
like,
is
She yelled at everybody?
at the
who
beginning,
is
yeah.
Maggie Rogers? Because someone else went to her recently and was talking about that, and I just think of Mimi Rogers, who was
yeah.
both in the Doors movie and Tom Cruise's entry point for Scientology.
And
right?
on the first television show I ever wrote on. She was on the
Oh.
Loop. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's
Wow.
awesome.
So wait,
She's
who's
awesome.
Maggie Rogers then?
Maggie Rogers sings like "Falling Water." That doesn't sound like her.
Oh.
She "Falling Water." Falling Water.
I prefer this.
Shit doesn't sound. I can't. I thought I could do a good Maggie Rogers. I can't.
Well,
Is
she an old timey?
No, she's
New-timey.
like really young. And 10 years
Oh.
ago, you can look it up if you Google Maggie Rogers Pharrell. Have you seen this? She's at NYU in like learning how to write songs, and Pharrell
I
is
have
speaking.
seen this. Yeah.
And he's like, who else wants to talk about their music? And she's like, I will. And she's like a college student, and she's like, yeah, here's one of my songs. And he's like, the second it starts, he's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then he like just starts like looking around like, who the fuck is this? And he looks at his like person that came there with him, and it's just like, oh my God.
And she sounds like one of those impressions you just did in this clip.
It's a lot of like, it's a lot of that. But she's got
That
the
sounds
most
amazing.
gorgeous voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Tranced.
But she's great. But yeah, I think I mentioned on the last show, I saw her at the bowl, and she came out, and the people in the front row were all eating.
Oh
And
yeah.
after
Oh
the
yeah.
first
Didn't
song,
she say something about
she's
it?
like, why is everyone eating? You guys suck. And she didn't say it in like a mean way. She's like, this is like my first song at the bowl. I get it, you know?
Totally.
Although she should do some research on the bowl, because
Right.
that's what people do.
Especially in the front row. At the
Yeah.
If you got those seats, you're eating. You don't care.
Yeah.
right.
You just drove in.
So interesting.
yeah.
When you told that last time, I envisioned like a stentorian older woman, like a
Oh.
Dame Edna, if she performed. I mean,
May
maybe not
she
that
rest
old.
in peace.
Yes,
She just died.
Helen Mirren, someone of like a Helen
Yeah.
Mirren or something, or
Yeah.
like Patti. You didn't Patti LuPone get upset with someone for charging their phone?
Oh,
at
she
a
yells at
show?
everyone.
Yeah, so that's what I was picturing. It was a young
Oh, she's
Maggie. Just
very
doesn't read
young.
young to me. The name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, so I was picturing the wrong age person.
Yeah, her music is great, but it's not for everybody. Check it out and see if you like it.
I will. I mean, I feel like I already got a
My
preview.
nose itching.
She doesn't get a plug now. She already
Yeah.
used it up.
Yeah, I feel like I got a preview. Tony, can you find this Pharrell clip? And then I want to hear from Tony how the LA show was and how the
Yes.
tour was. And while you're doing that, though, I will remind everyone I have a merch store. It has merch in it. I feel like, Todd, you gave me a look as if it's an actual brick and mortar store,
I
like your
hope so.
lumber store.
Can
So
I work there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. You'll mostly be sending emails because it's a virtual store.
Okay.
Yeah, it's online, but we've got T-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got stickers, we've got
Ooh.
tank tops, hoodies, the whole
Hoodies.
line.
I want one.
It's
Everything.
fall time. Feels like you need a
Yeah,
hoodie now.
get
time
your
for a hoodie.
Yeah.
fall hoodie. Go to AllisonRosen.com and click on the thing that says merch.
So I saw that look. The problem is I see multiple versions of this.
It's a
and
longer video.
They're all like minimum 5 minutes.
Yeah. But it's something that you have to watch. And,
All right.
and if your listeners haven't seen this video, it is really like the birth of a star, like watching a star being born.
How far into the clip does the hoo 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 hee 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 happen?
Really? Well, she's like, I'm
What if it's
Maggie
like a YouTube
Rogers. I'm
short?
from like rural Maryland, and I like experimenting with experimental harmonies. And you're just like, what? And she's really meek, and she's really nervous, and she's just like, yeah, whatever, this is my music. Have fun listening to it. And she's like, it's not mixed and mastered yet. And you're like, and he was kind of like, whatever, you're selling yourself short. I'm sure it's great, kid. And then she puts it on, and it's just like, from the jump, he was like, what am I listening to? You'll hear the hee-hee-hees.
Is it like is it a different kind of sound that she's doing? Is it?
I don't even know. I'm so not sophisticated when it comes to music. I have no idea. I
think
just
she's
know
like-
it sounds good in my ears.
She's a pop star, you know.
Yes.
But she like
Tony, is there like a YouTube short? Because no? God damn it.
she's like a pop star. You know where I saw her for the first time?
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, she
you know
was
what I mean. She's
great.
one of those artists that like
She was great.
as soon as she came out, she hit.
Yeah.
Like she hit right away and hit hard, and they had her on SNL.
Yeah.
and she's got a thing. She's
got
like
a thing.
She's like I don't know how to describe her other than like she's got like she does pop music, but she also kind of has like a natural vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a weird description, but like a folky or like not digital vibe.
Right.
Where everything else pop is really digital. She's like organic kind of.
Like Joss Stone.
Yes,
Are you allowed
like that.
to play?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to play music on the show?
No. Well,
Is she allowed to
Actually,
do such
yeah.
a good impression?
wait, no, I
that
totally am.
Just like her.
a long time.
No,
I
that's not
am
it.
allowed to play
I'll
music
draw.
on the show because it's like free use. If this were on YouTube, then if it's like an actual track, that would mean it would get demonetized. But we can play music if we're talking.
I would
about it.
say
This is her most popular on Spotify.
Falling Water. Folks, you're listening to Falling Water by Maggie Rogers.
I have never heard this. Oh, but it's pretty. Almost Fiona,
Love You for a
Fiona
Long
Apple
Time
lady.
has a lot of hee-hee-hees and hoo-hoo-hoos.
Is this her or is this Robin doing?
Oh yeah, Tony did. When are you gonna play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Love You for a Long Time has.
Whoa, hey, all right.
Is Pharrell going to come in and be like, "You're a star"?
Can you imagine?
Robin.
He's listening.
Okay, so I had a rare social outing last night. Robin, I don't want you to feel that I cheated on you,
You
but I went
didn't.
to Phil Rosenthal's
Oh my God,
movie
how
night.
was it?
It was good. I went with Marilyn Ricecoat.
Oh, did you tell her that we know each other?
Yes, but
Okay.
I forgot to talk. So she and I are like voice memo
Lava
messaging
voice memo
friends.
friend. Yeah.
And so I said, "Oh, by the way, Robin Shorr said she knows you," because I had told her that I went with you.
Yeah.
That like whatever that was. And then she was like, "Oh, I know Robin." And then last night, it was the first time I'd actually like hung out with her in a long time.
Yeah.
And I had intended to say, "Oh, how do you know Robin?"
Yeah.
But I forgot to say it. So I'm going to say
And
it
now
to
you'll
you.
never know.
Through our friend Jillian Vigman, the great Jillian Vigman. She's an actress, an entrepreneur, and a long time ago, long time ago.
I feel like you know everyone. Do you feel? Do you think?
Yeah, who
do you
don't you
think?
know?
Not only can I do a spot-on Maggie Rogers impression and half asleep duck, but I am the most connected
French
woman
cow?
in
French
a
cow?
French cow. But I am the most connected woman in Los Angeles. That's you.
I don't think of myself that way. I think it's just from growing up here. And I think it's from having like, I went to this, I actually did go to a concert this weekend by
Oh
accident.
my God, you're such a liar.
I am a liar. I just remember, but I saw it was Fishbone was playing at a fundraiser in my friend's backyard.
Oh,
And
see,
Fishbone,
most connected woman in LA.
No,
would
but
find
last
himself
time
at
I
that
went to
show.
this event, like 13 years ago, I actually went with Sam Foreman. We went as friends because we both know the guy.
and this
from-
is now your.
and yeah, we
Your
came back
lover.
13 years later as lovers. And it was like Lollapalooza. It was like, I didn't realize how big his house was. We
Is
used to
this
just, like, the specials.
They played there too.
Yeah.
Can you say this person's name? Because I
Donna Carey.
Okay, yeah, I
Muzak.
played that once. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Is
just
this in
his
Hancock
backyard.
Park?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, is this
my-
what Floyd played?
Yeah, my cousin Floyd played there once.
Yeah. So I did. Sorry, why am I saying this? I don't mind.
It's an interesting story.
Oh, but I don't mind that you went to Phil's without me.
Okay.
Because the bottom line is because I'd done an outing on Saturday and I thought it was going to be like sit on the grass and hang out at Donik's, and it was like a concert.
Who is Donick?
Donik is a writer. He wrote on The Simpsons and Parks and Rec and New
Right.
Girl. I wrote on a hit show with him in 2011 called Traffic Light, and he's just a great guy. And he lives in Nantucket half the year, so we sort
Oh.
of know him from there.
That's
too.
how Floyd knows
And
him.
that so Floyd plays with
Andy Frasco.
Yes, but Floyd also and Floyd is Daniel's cousin, and Floyd
Oh.
did the music for Childish.
Yes.
My other podcast with Greg. Okay, so who else played? Fishbone, the Specials.
Fishbone, the Specials. I don't know who else. It was a tribute to the guy in the Specials who died. And in walk like the two of my favorite people from high school walked right in, and they were like,
my gosh, how
I was
cool.
like, why are you guys here? Is it because of Fishbone? Because Fishbone went to our high school.
I didn't know that.
They did. It's the thing I'm most proud of in my entire life.
Sure.
And I was like, oh God, that's so great. Melissa and Casey are here because Fishbone
Right.
Pride. That's amazing. And they're like, we're
Angelo,
here for the
right?
Specials. Angelo
Angelo Moore.
Yeah. What a star. What a star. There's a great documentary on Fishbone on YouTube if anybody is into it.
Isn't there a story? Oh God! Didn't like Radiohead pick them up? They like their car broke down and they
Oh,
drove
yeah.
past. Isn't there some
There
story
is
like
some
that?
crazy story like
Isn't it
that.
crazy?
So, okay, that sounds really cool. the movie was Stop Making Sense, Talking Heads documentary. And it was like they remastered it, and it was in 5 million K. And
He has the sphere in his house.
Yes,
he has his personal.
He has a
sphere.
pizza oven and the sphere in his house.
Wait, was there real pizza? Not real pizza. Was there? Sorry,
There was pizza from
Pizza
Mozza.
Mozza,
Yeah, the
yeah.
food was very good.
Okay, good. The pizza last time was great.
It was good, but the person from Mozza who normally cooks it in his pizza oven was not there that night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
yes.
just had Little Caesars, right?
No, it was I forget
Pizza,
the
pizza.
name.
Oh my god. Sorry.
No,
They had a little guy with a
I love
toga
that.
and a
I love that you
spear.
did. Do it again.
Pizza.
I love that.
Were you
Just
the pizza?
impressions. Yeah.
Is that
You guys,
you?
this whole time I've been Little Caesar.
And you didn't tell us.
I like that you were
whole time.
calling Little Caesar pizza. Are you
Yeah.
pizza?
Are you pizza?
Yes. That's
Wait,
his name.
is the mascot's name Little Caesar? I bet he has a
think
name.
so.
Dressed as a tiny Caesar.
I think his name
you
is
should
probably Little Caesar.
God,
Why
I
would it
hope
be
his name
anything
is
other
Pizza
than
Pizza.
Little
Pizza
Caesar?
Yeah, maybe
He's-
it's like a Groot situation.
Right.
Yeah, why hasn't anybody developed a movie around the pizza?
right. Oh my God.
The Noid. Pizza.
Yeah.
All these
Spuds
guys
McKenzie.
together. There
They
we
all
go.
team up.
Barbie.
It's going to be awesome.
The Noid was talked about at length not long ago
Yes.
on the show too.
What?
Yes.
And
There's
who
a
was the
great
guy that you were
podcast
supposed to
about it.
find? The Burger King guy, remember?
Like a Waldo vibes?
Yeah, remember it was like if you run into this guy, you
Oh,
get free-
Herb. Wasn't it Herb?
What?
Yeah. It's like,
I don't
it was like
remember
early
that.
mid 80s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my
Find
friend had
Herb.
something about had.
He was the
Herb
first
on his shirt.
Jared,
Well, he molested
Oh,
kids.
Jesus.
probably.
Anyway,
I mean, sure.
I
yeah.
realized I appreciate I'm not a big Talking Heads. I'm not a big New Wave fan. I'm not a big
Sure,
Talking Heads
sure.
fan. I really appreciated them watching this movie. Like phenomenal.
They're great
The
live.
players are so good.
So good.
But I don't think I'm going to go listen to Talking Heads more. I don't want to listen to them on my own.
What happened over here?
I was doing some Googling trying to find if I could find out the Little Caesars mascot name, and there's a entire mascot wiki.
Oh my god.
But this is not helpful at all. I'm going to read you the exact information on Little Caesars
Okay,
here we go.
mascot. Appearance, ugly. Personality,
Hey.
none.
Disagree.
What? I know not.
Abilities, speech, pizza,
rude.
pizza.
Who wrote this?
Excuse me. He also, first of all, he's also the ruler. He's a Caesar.
and he
He
does
has
it
a-
despite his small
He
stature.
can spear pizzas.
Two at a time.
Can you do that?
Really
I
selling
cannot.
himself
No.
short.
Yeah.
You know what blew my mind, by the way, about did they talk about this last night? Well, first of all, I want to know what the music thing was beforehand, but the thing about what was it?
There wasn't one.
Oh, 'cause
because
the
yeah.
music.
However, there was a lengthy discussion of Chicago after, like it was almost like a talk back afterwards. Jimmy Jam was there, the producer.
Yeah, very famous.
And he's super like Chicago was like the first band he was very into.
Yeah,
And so we were talking about Chicago, and I was so tempted to announce
That you have a crush on.
that I have a
Peter
crush
Cetera?
on 1970s Peter Cetera, because of what Phil had shown.
Yeah.
What were you going to say though?
the thing that blows my mind the most about Stop Making Sense is that it was filmed at the Pantages.
Yes, that came up.
Like,
Oh, I don't know
what
if I
the
knew that.
ever
Yeah.
loving fuck? Like, the
I did
whole,
not.
my
I assumed it was New York.
I
I know.
just assumed that it was
No.
like a really cool place, very far away
Yeah.
from wherever I was, and not the theater that like my mom took me to every.
Right.
You know.
yeah, crazy in
Only
our backyard.
kid that grows up in LA is like, it's lame Los Angeles. Nothing cool is.
But I guess when you see something like that
I
as
know
a
what you
kid
mean, yeah.
on MTV, you're just like, whatever that is out there
Yeah.
and crazy and couldn't possibly be anywhere near here.
Well, also, to me, there's just such a New York band. I just assumed it
Yeah.
was New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love scat singing. Is what I realized.
No, is it not
Our
your
son is
not my
a very good
Oh yeah,
scat
I
singer.
like when Owen does his like
scats.
nonsense gibberish scat. But in general, if it's in songs, if it's just nonsense sounds, I'm
Al
like,
Jarreau.
Kim Cattrall.
oh yes, I
Cattrall
can't
does
believe
scat?
I hadn't seen that until I was on And Just Like Matt, which is a rewatch
yeah.
podcast.
Wait, what is this?
There's a video of Kim Cattrall scat singing Tony.
Her husband is playing the upright bass.
Yes.
And she goes, shoo-doo-boo-bow, come down.
Oh, the
Like,
best. Love
She's
that.
like, a-do-ba-ba.
Even if someone's good at it, it's still a drag.
Yeah.
Like someone who's crushing at scat, you're kind of like, all right, when's this over?
Yeah.
But like most people are bad at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most people.
Yeah.
Who's like the best scat singer?
Oh gosh.
Scatman.
Yeah, I got
Scatman.
Scatman Crothers?
No, don't you remember that stupid song from the late 90s?
Hey,
The
that's
Scatman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat up, 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 up.
That's right. I mean, beat
No,
up,
I
up,
didn't.
bot up, bop is a
Yeah.
good jam. I back that. Who's it?
I think there is
Send me
somebody
on my
that's
way.
kind of...
Send me on my way.
That's Rusted Root.
Yeah, the Rusted Root's got
one of
a
my
little
least favorite.
I'm just kidding.
That's got like, give it away, give it a hole. Like it's just like, well, they're-
No, it's Anthony Kiedis.
oh
Yeah.
Kiedis.
Kiedis. Is it Kiedis or Kiedis?
Kiedis.
Kiedis. It's Anthony
Mama to say,
Kiedis.
Mama
He's
to
the
home.
best. Yeah.
All right, I found Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, oh, here we go.
Yes, it was.
I would like to. Sorry. I love Rusted Root.
Why is it insane? Oh, there we go.
In Latin, he quoth, Uge, sophist, hooray!
Oh, no.
Well, he bit all the he-dogs and winked at all the she-dogs. The town never knew such a hullabaloo as that little dog raised till the end of that.
Is this for kids?
Also, this isn't scatting.
I know,
Are there
No, this
scatting
is just
parts?
bad
Freestyle.
rap. This is bad, like
Just have a
white
good
jazz
rhythm
rap.
together. You
I'm
know,
so
in case
embarrassed.
He feels me out. I feel him out.
Yeah.
And
I feel terrible inside.
go for it.
It's really uncomfortable.
Have you guys seen the Italian? There's like an Italian singer who did a song in what
he thought English
sounds
yes.
like. Yeah,
it's
it sounds
kind of an
Oh.
awesome song.
Yeah,
Actually.
like to hear that.
It's like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
English sounds to them.
To
I
that.
love that.
And that's amazing.
All
That's
right.
better than scat.
I want to hear that, but first I have to tell you guys my moment that happened last night. It reminded me of Tony's Havagusta. Were you here for Havagusta?
No.
Tony, could you explain
I
that?
like whatever it is.
I years and years and years ago, a job I worked, I occasionally would make deliveries for them, and I'm terrible with talking generally and lots of social anxiety. And all I had to do was drop off an envelope. That's it. Drop it off, leave. And I do that. A woman working the front desk, she's thanks me. And she's like, all right, have a good day or whatever. And I go to say to her, I want to say, have a good day. But for some reason, at the last second, I decide, no, I want to say, have a nice day. And what came out was have a gusta.
That's great. Have a gusta.
Yeah. So
Wait, but is Gusta? My brain is not landing on it.
almost
It's
sounds like have a good one.
but isn't Gusta
It is
like
a Spanish
Me
word.
gusta.
hasta la gusta or something? Wait, why can't I?
No, me gusta.
Me
Me
gusta.
gusta.
I
Or
like.
hasta
Hasta luego.
la
Hasta
vista.
luego.
Yeah, that's
hasta la
it.
vista,
That's where
yeah.
you
But there's no hasta la gusta.
No, that's
Not-
like
not
until
yet.
Not-
the light.
But now there is.
Yeah.
Now there's a have a gusta.
Yeah. Have a gusta.
I like
So
Havagusta.
at Phil's, there's like you get your plate and then you put food on it, and then you can either stand and eat, or you can sit on a couch and eat, or there's like one kind of big table.
Yeah.
So we go to sit down at the table, and you don't know the other people at the table though.
Right. Same
Yes,
as the
we
last
had that
time.
right. So we sit down, and as we're sitting down, I can tell like there's already conversation, and there's a girl named Allison there. And I'm like,
Ooh.
that's my conversational in.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Is it Allison?
You know exactly where this is going. So I am Alison.
Okay.
My entire
you
life.
Allisons have so much to talk about.
Well, you can stretch it to like 12 seconds. There's a
Yeah.
solid 12 seconds there. So I am Allison, one L. And there's always a question of, is it I or Y? That's like, first of all, you indicate how many L's, and then the I or Y
So
comes
you
out.
go deep right away. You just dive right
that's what
in.
my show's about.
Yes.
I like to, really get to the truth of someone's name.
Sure.
Once I knew a girl, it was ALLYSUN. That's a level that you don't
That's a lot.
you don't get
That
to
is a
on the
lot.
first
People
conversation.
aren't ready for that.
Her parents were just guessing, and they were like, "What's her name?" Allison. Oh God. A-L-L.
Yeah. So I sit down as I'm sitting down. I'm like,
Their
oh,
eyes
you're-
like don't line up. They're just
Is there an X in there? I don't know.
yeah.
You're an Allison. I'm an L. This is me. I'm an Allison. I'm two L's and one I.
And it is, but you're not.
Oh
It's
no!
not. It's
And also,
one L, right?
Who has more than one eye?
Allison's with two eyes.
Alison.
So then I sit down and she's like, "Oh, me too." And then
But you're not. Now
I
you're
know.
totally lying to this person.
so then I say, "Wait a minute."
Oh no.
Oh my God. I don't know why I said that. I'm one L and an I. And then she like played it off. And then Mary Lynn's like, yeah, I was sitting here like, oh my God, have I gotten her name wrong this entire time? And then she's like, you were picking up my vibe or something like that. Like she like helped
She
me
was
out.
nice.
She threw me a lifeline.
But she's
oh
thinking
my
you
God.
are a dingbat.
Was it
I was
Allison
thinking-
Janney?
This one does not.
No, it was an Allison that I did. She was younger than I was.
Yeah.
This Allison was younger than I was. So I had that edge.
Okay.
You know, she was very sweet. She was sweet. And I'm going to say she was like in her 20s.
Uh-huh.
So she thought you had a senior moment.
I like having that on somebody. Being older is like, oh, I made a mistake, but you're stupid.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
You'll get it when you're my age.
That's
It'll
right.
make sense.
Right.
Anyway, who does that? It just made me go like, oh, I am out of practice talking to people. I'm so bad at it. Why did that happen?
The talking Olympics. Not that it's continual, but I find the small talk at that event feels a little bit more niche and a little bit more nuanced. Like the people are super smart there,
Yes.
and like have something to do with Phil. So you want to put your best foot forward. Like I get
I
it.
overshot the mark.
Well, I assume everybody there is accomplished. Even if I don't recognize them, they're there because they are.
Yeah,
like a
it's like it
producer or-
feels like a
It's a scene.
eclectic. You're right.
a
It's
little
a scene.
bit of a scene.
So I
good way.
misspelled my own name.
Great.
2 L's, 1. Oh, me too. I'm 2 L's, 1 I.
She'll forever know you as a person
That
who does
weird
not know
girl.
how to spell her own name.
Oh my God.
I not similar, but a ridiculous meeting of someone that I had. I used to occasionally work this storytelling event that out here, and I worked it with my ex-wife. She would run sound, and I would record the show. And at one of these shows, do you remember that singer Ben Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
I remember?
Yeah. Well, he performed at one of these, and so he was just playing acoustic guitar. And before the show started, he got there and he needed to come talk to us about like what he needed and all this. And so he introduces himself to us, and he goes to my ex-wife first, and her name was Kaylin, and everybody always thought her name was Caitlin. So he, she says Kaylin, he immediately goes Caitlin, and she then, she's like, no, Kaylin, and I'm trying to help. I add no T, as in like no T in Caitlin.
Uh-huh.
But I do this right at the moment he turns to me and introduces himself to me. And so then he thinks that I'm telling him my name is Noti. Because he looked with his Australian accent. He's like, Noti?
Noti.
And I was like, no, Tony. Which then made it even, he's like, wait, what?
Tony with no T.
T. Yeah.
So just Oni then?
Tony? No,
That's so funny.
That's terrible. That's terrible accent.
Did you find the Italian guy singing as English sounds to him?
I believe so. I couldn't have the sound on, obviously,
Okay.
but
I hope it's just
here-
rusted root.
Yeah.
Here we
Send me
go.
on my way.
Yep, this is it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
This song is cool. Nancy Sinatra needs to
When
come
I
out.
stay in the shoes now, on whole building the scene, then a whole red man begin to color boss dying. Chance behind me, get a cold, baby, stay yet, Miss Joe.
This rocks.
You guys should
I
cover
know, I
this.
do genuinely like it.
Someone should cover
When I
this.
stay in the shoes now, on whole building the scene, then a whole red man begin to color boss dying.
Wait,
Because the Congo boss died. You should like, cover it, but change it into English words.
Yeah.
Yeah, or do like subtitles, like what?
I actually heard Paul F. Tompkins talk about this song on a podcast, and apparently he did cover it at one of his live
No.
shows. He
Oh, really?
learned all what the nonsense is and did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
that's so funny.
That's
It's
great.
so true.
Robin, how was your
Yes.
reunion?
Oh, lots of roses and lots of thorns. I don't even know where to begin, and I don't want to go on too long about it. But I posted the last thing I posted, I think, on Instagram, and I wanted to put it in the grid, but I didn't have time. My mom had asked me to send her photos throughout the weekend of all the people that she knows from the time I was in college. And I sent them to her on a text thread with her and my sister. And then my sister writes cute pics or whatever. There's like 7 pictures. And some of my friends, even my female friends, have gone gray. And I think they look great. And my mom leaves a voice note. Accidentally records a voice note of her, and I have it saved. I don't know if I could call up of her talking to her husband, saying, "They all just look so old. They're not the young people I remember." And then I wrote back, and then my sister texts me. She's like, "Tell me you saw that." I was like, "Saved. It's saved. It's in the Dropbox." And then I wrote back to her. I was like, "Mom, I think you accidentally recorded saying that we look really old." And she just wrote back, "Oops." And then
You know what? What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. Own it.
I sent her pictures for the rest of the time, being like, "Do Josh and I look really old and not like the children you remember?" But I will say it was a lot of ups and downs because there's a big football controversy at Northwestern. Pat Fitzgerald, the coach, who's from my era, I knew him when I was in school. He was fired, and
Why was he fired?
There were hazing practices happening in the locker room that he said he didn't know about, and then he was suspended, and then they fired him, and then so he's countersuing or suing for $130 million. So a lot of people from my year didn't want to come as a protest to Pat being fired. Which is a whole
they support hazing.
Because they support him and they feel like
But
he was
really?
Wrong.
Right. Sorry, was I kicking you?
No, not at all.
football.
I was actually looking down to see if I crossed my leg without kicking someone else.
The football coach was fired. Who cares?
But it was really what was really great was my nephew is a junior at Northwestern where I went to school. So I got to meet him and his girlfriend, and we took them out a bunch throughout the weekend. And Andrew, my nephew, he's always been a gorgeous kid. He's just a gorgeous kid through and through. And I'd heard all about his girlfriend, but didn't realize she was an 8-foot tall L'Oreal model. She's beyond brilliant, already has a job lined up after graduation, is a commercial pilot.
What?
She can fly a plane.
A junior?
She's
Is
a
she young?
senior. She's a senior at Northwest.
So do I still have an edge on her age-wise, though?
Yeah. She's literally the shit.
Wow.
She's awesome. And on top of it, she happens to look like a gorgeous model. And I'm not even kidding. After feasting my eyes on them at dinner, the first night we were there, we were so excited. And we went back to the hotel, and I flipped on the light in the bathroom that was a fluorescent light.
I know where this is going.
And I did a jump scare. I was like, ah, and just looking at myself. And then I realized this reunion for me, it was looking in the mirror in the haunted mansion.
And then you got your mom's voice text.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. It was a fucking nightmare. So the reunion itself was fun, but at the same time, it wasn't that full, but it was really good to see everybody.
You just tapped into something that I don't think I ever really put my finger on why I would not go to a reunion, which is even Facebook is terrifying to see the faces of these people that I haven't seen since college or high school.
It's crazy.
The people I went to school with are fucking old now, and they are not looking great.
Right. And these people, I would say there was a big jump between the 20th and the 25th. This was the 25th. And there was, we all of our faces hit the wall between 20 and 25. I include myself in that heartily. Just something happened. The next morning, after the reunion, I went to a football game, but I was so excited to go to my nephew's house that he lived on that I tripped and fell on my face so hard. But here's the thing. I was so embarrassed because I was stone cold sober that I was like, I'm not even going to acknowledge that happened. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to pretend I'm not going to feel it. It didn't happen. And then like I got to the football. Let's just say it showed itself to be, it was bad. My knees are like killing me.
Oh, no.
It was just like ups and downs. That was the same morning as the world got very bad news. But then I was at the game with my nephew, and then my friend took too many edibles, and then it was just like it was like being on a weird roller coaster ride.
Were you hanging out at the places that you used to hang out?
A little bit. They've all changed. The businesses have all changed. But some people went to this place that's open right near campus that's open till 4 called the Mark II, the Deuce. And the people that all went to the Deuce on Friday night were not doing well on set. Like that time has passed where you could go to the second location. That time has passed since it hasn't dawned on some of my friends yet.
And were most of the people that you wanted to see there?
Yeah, for the most part. There was one girl who was very focused on hanging out with me, and I was like, we weren't ever that close. And like the whole reunion, it was like Stephanie Smith is like asking where you are, and I'm like, really? Why does she? So it was like, oh, have you seen Stephanie Smith? Stephanie Smith wants to talk to you, and I was like, but the whole night, and I was like, that felt weird, but it was really fun, and for the most part great to just be there with my nephew, but a real up and down situation, but fun.
And is your school the one that does like reunions for these years that are like from if you graduated from this to this year? See, I think that's no. Or were you just saying they should do that?
No, I thought you were asking like, do they do it every 5 years? So it's like the class of 2013, 2018, and 20, they were all there.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's
a different thing.
But you were on the episode where we were talking about how it'd be great if they did that.
I think they should do that as we get older and older and more people die.
But
they'll get a better turnout.
because Todd, I was saying when I was in college, I would say half my friends were my year and half of my friends were the year older. So, and I really would like to see them, but I wouldn't see them at a reunion.
That's right.
But all of a sudden it's occurring to me why they don't do that, because that would mean if it was like everyone who graduated from, and these are not the years I was in school, 2010 to 2014, then you'd have 4 years of reunions in a row.
Right.
So that's why they don't do that.
Yeah.
But they should.
Yeah. It was a trip. The whole thing was really fun, but I just felt like the city of Evanston dumped salt on everything I ate. I did a kitchery cleanse all last week to just lentils and rice to just like get all the sodium out. It was intense, but it was fun.
I mean, a reunion is like the thing it's doing is reminding you of your age too. Like you're confronted with it every minute at a reunion. You're like, we graduated X year. Look at all of us. We're all older. What have you been doing for all this time? It's like, hey, time has passed is the purpose of a reunion. And then like, I know that I remember hitting the wall where like you look at Facebook and be like, oh man, everyone in my class is so old. Those fuckers. Look at those idiots.
Yeah, I know.
I'm rad. And then like last year I looked at myself, I was like, oh no, me too.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, I know. I look older than they do for the most part. But yeah, it's not great.
Oh man.
I need to flush out my friends every 5 years and never see them again. And then it's always so you only know people at that age ever,
I'd like to correct myself. I'm in a math hole right now.
Oh, exciting. Math talk.
If it was 2010 to 2014, that doesn't mean you'd have them 4 reunions in a row.
You're still working this one out?
Yeah. No, I'm wrong there's no reason for them not to do that, right?
Yeah,
What?
you could just pick a year and have those.
Yeah.
Well, what it would be is it would
A giant reunion.
a giant reunion, but only one class would get it exactly on the mark.
But who cares? I think it's more important to see the people you want to see than to be like, oh, it's exactly my 15th.
Right.
reunion.
They should just let you go to whatever one you want, right? Like if so your friends all graduated the year before and you want to catch up with them, go
or
that
just
way.
make it open to anyone.
Listen,
So it's like if you wanted to go to the reunion for the year above you, just go to the fucking reunion.
Or if you just want to go to, I don't know, Princeton class of 77, you want to cruise, go.
you know
even
what?
if you didn't go to Princeton.
Who cares?
All reunions
Exactly.
should be open to everybody.
Okay.
That's a great rule.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you may have run into some folks somewhere.
knows?
Reunions,
Yes.
if you think about it, are not very inclusive.
They're
No, thank you.
not.
Thank you. Listen, everyone was talking about feeling like they're looking older. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. Did you have a little too much fun in the sun this summer? It's no secret that UV rays can take a toll on your skin, leaving it dry, tired, and less vibrant. If you want to hit the undo button on UV-induced aging, say hello to OneSkin, your secret weapon against the summer's toll on your skin. OneSkin products are all powered by the revolutionary OS1 peptide. This proprietary peptide is scientifically proven to reduce aged, also called senescent cells, a central source of skin aging. Their scientists have shown that it can actually reverse the biological age of skin by several years in their groundbreaking research. Healthier, more youthful looking skin doesn't just look great, which we all want, obviously, but it's good for your overall wellness too. As the leaves change color this fall, help your skin undergo its own transformation with OneSkin. And head over to oneskin.co and explore how their products can become your skin's new savior. For a limited time, our listeners can get 15% off OneSkin with our code BESTFRIEND at oneskin.co. I have been using their eye cream and their neck cream. I thought of you, Robin, because I know necks.
I'm a neckfluencer.
Yes, you're a neckfluencer. I've been using it on my neck, and I do it works really well, and I like it. And I feel like I have the neck of like a 18-year-old.
I was going
Is
to
it
say
a
that.
specific thing for the neck? You said
No, that's their it's the face cream, but I've
Got
been
it.
using that on my
Oh,
neck.
okay.
Yeah, I know. Hey, OneSkin, do you have a specific thing for your neck? Because we're listening.
Hello?
We are listening. Leveraging their in-house cutting-edge R&D platform, they were able to measure the efficacy of age reversal molecules in their lab. It's crazy. This is if you're a science nerd, just get with this. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code BESTFRIEND at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code BESTFRIEND. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. And then I also want to tell you guys about Masterclass. Perhaps you're wondering how I manage to be so effective in all areas of my life,
I do wonder
including cooking, interior design, creative writing, like reading people sort of as a criminal investigator would.
Yeah.
And then also
writing pop songs.
writing pop songs, directing, running.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Masterclass.
There you go.
Because I have taken classes with world-class instructors. This fall, learn from the best to become your best with Masterclass. From leadership to effective communication to cooking, whether you're watching Masterclass on TV, listening in audio mode in the app or on their site, the quality speaks for itself. You can take cooking with Gordon Ramsay.
Or Thomas Keller.
That's right.
You can learn to bake bread with, I forget her name, but she's famous for making bread.
Yeah. I watched one with, I watched an ice cream one. This is the thing about the Masterclass platform. I'm like, I want to learn about X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
The
Learn to make
alphabet.
ice cream with Hillary Clinton.
No, it was Jenny of Jenny's Ice Cream.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I didn't even intend to watch it,
Wow.
but then I saw that it was available.
One of our amazing
Flavor is like
One of our
poetry.
amazing listeners gave us a recipe.
I know. You got to
for
watch
Jenny's,
it. It's really
and
good.
Guess
It's really
what the secret
fascinating.
ingredient was?
For
Cream
a pig.
cheese.
Yeah.
Really?
So good. I
That
made it. It
sounds
was so amazing.
sounds-
How much would
right.
it cost to take one-on-one classes from the world's best? Easily hundreds to thousands of dollars. With a Masterclass annual membership, it's $10 a month. Membership start at $120 a year for unlimited access to one-on-one classes with all 180 plus Masterclass instructors. Learn how to negotiate a raise with Chris Voss or manage your relationships with Esther Perel. I think it's Esther. I think that's how
it's a stare.
Esther Perel. Listen, there's over 180 classes to pick from. I use this and you should too, with new classes added every month, like ice cream with Jenny of Jenny's Ice Cream that helped me figure out why I love vanilla so much. Boost your confidence and find practical takeaways you can apply to your life and at work. And if you own a business or are a team leader, use Masterclass to empower and create future-ready employees and leaders. And right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/bestfriend. Get 15% off right now at masterclass.com/bestfriend, masterclass.com/bestfriend. Okay. Who said that with me, or was that a drop?
That was in your head.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
There
about.
was another out. I heard
it.
Thank
I
you.
heard
That was Allison with
Robin.
2 eyes.
I was just thinking I could teach a class on masterclass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what?
In what?
I think it would be the art of the hook rug.
Okay.
Is that with the little like?
Yeah, the latch tool.
Oh my god! I think I did that in brownies. I love those. Do, are
so
you wait? Do you
soothing.
still do it now?
I did it during the pandemic. Yeah, a little bit. It's very soothing.
So like where you buy the loom with the art drawn on it.
Yeah, but you can buy that at Michael's or on Etsy.
Mhm.
Like you can buy it online. I think it's a fun textile.
I need to get back to that.
It's very soothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just highly recommend.
Do you knit?
No, I don't. I do embroidery. Or I
Oh,
did.
that's cool.
I did. I haven't been doing it lately.
My mom had a loom. I'm remembering when I
Ooh.
was a kid. I feel like that was a very 70s thing
Very
to have.
70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Very cool. Did she know how to use it?
Oh yeah, she used the shit out of that
That's
thing.
awesome. That's awesome. I would
She
love to have a
loomed.
loom. Maybe it's time to get a loom.
Yeah, get a loom. Let's make looming the new trendy thing.
I think a lot of people got them during the pandy.
Make
Yeah.
looming great. Is it called looming?
That's what I call it.
Make
will
looms
be
great
from
again.
now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a new
Looming.
rebrand that we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, looming.
Yeah, looming.
I wonder
Loom
how
it.
loom talk is.
Loom talk. Loom it.
Hashtag loom talk.
I mean,
Okay.
get in now. It's like the price. It's like the price of gold or like a
Yeah.
currency. Like
Right.
right now, looms are cheap.
Right.
In
Yeah.
6 months after you guys blow
Wait,
it up,
yeah,
you're
wait
not
till
gonna
this
be touch-
airs.
You're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
touch a loom.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So let's do Just Mirror Everyone. I have solicited Just Mirror Everyone's on Instagram. I used to always take
Ooh.
them on Twitter, and I feel like Twitter's just not where it's at anymore. So now I'm taking them on Instagram. I
Twitter,
guess.
just as an aside, or people call it now Twix.
It's kind of smart.
So NPR, remember how NPR got kicked off like
yeah.
a while back?
Yeah.
I didn't know
They now that they've been off for a while, they noticed no decrease in traffic. In other words, it drives no traffic
Yeah.
as a platform, which anyone who kind of uses it to promote sort of new, like you never get
I don't
engagement
really
on
feel
that.
like it's
Yeah.
doing anything. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So don't waste your time over there. That's what I say.
On that,
It was waning already. I feel like Twitter was kind of taking a like. I feel like it was not as busy.
I'll tell you the one thing. I deleted my account, and then there was a football game, and I realized, oh crap! The one thing that I use it for is like real time reactions to
Okay.
games. If I care about a game, it's like the one thing that hasn't been replaced. And Threads can't do it because it's not in chronological order. They need to get their act together. Once they do that, then I'm off completely.
Sometimes I ponder
Love that.
on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. Todd, do you happen to have one?
Oh, I just hit the microphone with my hat.
Oh my God.
Sometimes I hit the microphone with my hat. Does everyone? Let's see. Okay, I have one that I think I might have done before.
That's
We'll
all right.
let you
Great.
know.
But I'm gonna
setup.
hit it again because no one cares.
you shouldn't. You have no idea how many times Allison repeats stories.
Yeah, it's
It's my thing.
I love it.
yeah.
All right, so I do a thing. I don't know why this happens, but if I do this regularly, where like I remember something really embarrassing, like that I'm really embarrassed about, and what I'll be like driving in the car or whatever, and I find myself talking to like I don't know, to shut it off or like just to
Wait,
be
talking out loud?
Yeah, like out of my
If you
mouth.
have done it before, that's exactly the question I asked last time.
I hope so,
But I don't
I
know.
want to find the carbon copy
Yes.
of this
But
conversation.
let's see if we had
Like, how does that go?
It goes like this.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, I'll remember a time, and then I'll just be driving, and then I'll just hear, okay, well, let's see what else. Like that kind of jibber jabber.
Like you're stretching for time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. And I do it like I was walking around work the other day, and I found myself thinking about, also, what is my brain doing? Like,
Yeah.
hey, dipshit, remember this?
Yeah.
Like, why? I lived that. Why do I
Yeah.
need to do it again?
I do that all the time.
Oh man, just mortified over and over, and then just walking around going, "Well, well, I guess like clearing my throat and stuff." I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, do you do this in front of your wife and your
I
coworkers?
don't know. I don't know if any. I feel like when I'm around someone else, I'm always like talking to them because I don't shut up. And so it doesn't happen. But if I'm I have to be really by myself to be able to get that deep into it.
I don't think I'm sure someone does that. I don't think I specifically do that, but I do torment myself by remembering things that I feel mortified about all the time,
Isn't that
or
great?
guilty about,
Yeah,
or
it's fun.
yeah,
Thanks, brain.
yeah. Or I'll get upset about something that happened 20 years ago, more than like 30 years ago. Like, why am I? What are
I
we doing
feel
here?
like having kids.
What's this
Ever
like
since
doing?
having kids, I stopped doing that.
Interesting.
Because my short circuit when I have those thoughts is to imagine if they did it, how I would think of it if they did it, and it would be like I would just have so much charity toward, like it wouldn't be embarrassing at all. And so even the most embarrassing things I can think of, I try to look at it as though I wouldn't be embarrassed
But
for
you have
them,
the
so why am I embarrassed for me?
You have the presence of mind to like catch it before.
Well,
it's
it's a deliberate.
seeped into-
I deliberately like short circuit it.
You're also
really good.
treating yourself with the love and kindness that you would treat your child.
Yes, I'm trying
Which-
to do that more.
I was gonna say that's a therapy thing. Like
Yeah.
that's like a person who has like figured out like, oh, I got to treat myself.
Well, these kids got to be worth something to me. You know what I mean? Like so far, it's
something out of
been bleak as hell.
I don't care for me. So when it comes up for me, I'm like, yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Ooh, Allison has a red iPhone.
I
I
know, look at
do.
her.
You never knew because it was under a purple case.
Virtue signal.
Really a good color.
She's like, she busts that out. Oh, look! Oh, this thing. I'm only supporting
World AIDS Day.
World AIDS Day or something.
Okay.
whatever. It
Oh
is.
my god.
Or something.
Is
When-
that what it is? I don't
I
know.
believe it is. Yes, Project
You're
Red.
anti-AIDS, though.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Oh yes. Sorry.
You're not supporting AIDS.
We haven't heard Allison Rosen's statement on it.
Yeah. Where do you stand on AIDS, Allison?
Well, it's
She's
complicated.
silent. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
She
She's
hasn't
silent
said
on it.
anything about it.
I'm doing the work.
They're good people on both sides.
Yeah. Okay. When I'm behind, so
The
these-
pro-AIDS coalition.
they're not pro AIDS. They're
No.
pro vaccine. Pro virus liberation.
Right.
Yes, they're on. Viruses are people too.
Right.
I just want to make it clear. I'm not saying anyone's a virus. Please do not do a direct analogy of what I was
Oh
just
my
making a
god,
joke.
this is getting really uncomfortable. This is
This is where I'm going to start
Well,
talking to myself.
yeah,
I mean, I guess.
distance myself.
Okay. When I'm behind an annoying driver, they are inevitably driving to the same place as me. This is one that came in on Instagram.
That feels right. I feel that one. I feel that one.
Can I tell you?
When I'm
Every
in
time,
front of an annoying driver, they are inevitably driving to the same place as me.
every time you ask, "Do you have a just me?" All I can think of are driving related
Yeah.
ones, and
Yeah.
so I don't do them because I feel like that's all I would talk about.
Right.
Is traffic.
Okay, Rob Schulte. So I don't know if people want their names read or not.
But before we get
So
into
I'm
Todd, though,
leaving-
it's like
Get into Todd. Rob.
or the Robs of the. What did I say? Todd.
Yeah.
I was looking at Todd.
Yeah.
I do that.
Thinking of Vanderpump Robs.
The Vanderpump Robs, who we love. If you're getting into a car at a place where there are people who need to get into that spot because they're dropping, I don't know, kids off, get in and move.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get in and do your business.
Right. You gotta
Stare at
move.
your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta move.
Put on your makeup.
This is a frustration I deal with every day. Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Rob says, writing an email with no emotion and just facts is the most productive email. So then I did circle back and say,
Yeah.
do you mean the most effective, or like you feel good when you do it? And he said most effective. Like he'll receive emails that have all these like apologies and caveats, but it would just be so much easier
Oh,
if it was
yeah.
just like, it could just be reduced to 2 lines.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, when I do all the apologies and caveats, I think like that's really doing something. That's really sinking in to the person, you know.
Yeah.
But when I receive an email with all that, I just like it. Just my eyes just skate over it. And
Yeah.
I just get to whatever the actual thing is. Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for being direct, and people are really uncomfortable with it. People are just really uncomfortable
Yes.
with
I'm getting
directness.
more and more direct with my emails. I think it's so, yeah.
I think we all need to have slightly thicker skin so that we can handle direct information.
Right.
Like a pure piece of direct information rather than like, hey, hope this email finds you well. Or like, you know, there's somebody on Instagram was like, anytime you see like, thanks, talk to you soon with like 8 exclamation points, it's all like measures of anxiety of like,
Yes,
you know.
I do that.
I do it too.
I feel like I've been getting shorter as a tactic to be more responsive. Because I feel like if I stay more formal, I will not send it because it's just like more of a like, okay, I got to take out my quill, dearest so-and-so. I find myself staring at the trees and I'm thinking of your wonderful eyes.
Of our visit this
Yes, and it's
summer.
just like, see you at 3. There, boom, I'm
Right,
done.
done.
Or like, what's up? You know, I can do that.
I have gotten emails where they're so
What's up
blunt.
is an email you might send.
That's usually what I say.
It's better as just sup.
So,
I do find sometimes if I get like an email from somebody who's normally effusive, that then I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But there is like, I also find that I really respect people who are just super blunt. Even if it's something that's like about me. Like I would rather someone be like, hey, this thing you're doing is a drag.
Yeah.
Than be like, hey, so, which is what I would
right.
do.
Yeah.
And I would just, like, I have so much respect for people who, but I will never do it.
Wait,
It's
but
very
like,
hard.
Yes. What kind of thing might they be critiquing you on that's a drag?
Oh, I don't know. The way I communicate about something. Like, this happens at work all the time. You know, like, you just, enough apologies. Like, you're sad.
Yeah.
Like, just get it in the world.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no one wants the extra, we know you're sad about
Disclaimer.
it.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
Right.
What is the thing you need me to do?
Right.
Right.
What's the ask?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
actually,
What's the ask?
sometimes the disclaimer makes the person more. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's happened with us. Like the
Right.
disclaimer makes the person more anxious. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh God, what's coming?
Just say the thing. And that's something in the business of writing, no one ever just says, you know what? I don't like this draft.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I envisioned it a different way. Can you do it just like a little bit better and a little bit different? Would be so much more helpful than like, hey, so some overall thoughts. But by the way, I also want to point out, you guys just made me think of something. I was on a show where we like bought right before production started. We bought it. We bought water bottles for the crew that had the show's name on it, and I sent like a little on the tag. What I gave a thing to the production assistant to print up and put on all the things on the water bottles, and I was like, "We're excited for you to use these water bottles instead of plastic bottles this summer." And then, like,
Thank you for not smoking.
basically, but it was just like knock, knock, knock. And it was like, we all feel that note is too strident. So you're going to have to rewrite that note to the crew. Like, and I was like, that's just exactly what I want them to do, though. I would like for them to use this bottle. It has their name on it. There's a reason it does instead of water bottles. But it was too strident.
So how did you change it?
I don't remember, but I probably
You
was just like,
activists.
hey, girl, like, how's everything? It's been so long. How's your mom, by the way? Like, it's just, I can't stand I appreciate directness, even though sometimes it comes off as harsh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather be slightly harsh and incredibly direct so people are clear.
I like
Yeah.
it. I think for me, it's just, I like when people when they're just real. And so when people are like gussing it up and stuff, I feel the inauthenticity about it. And that's what drives me crazy. It's just like, just tell me what you think. I don't need the bullshit.
Right.
You know?
For me, that has really come with age, though.
Yeah.
Like when I was in my 20s, I was not strong enough to hear.
Well, it does take
unvarnished
the ability
shit.
to hear criticism, I
Yeah.
guess, and not get defensive or whatever in that case. But I don't know.
Okay. Where was I? All right, I got another one. Here we go. Coming up. Here it comes.
Oh my God.
I can't wait.
Hate a bed with a side pushed up to a wall. I feel like a bug is going to walk down it. I saw a tiny spider go off the back of the bed on Daniel's side the other day. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
The tiny one. Though.
That's
Tiny.
good luck, though. Ever since I went to Scotland and the lady who was giving me a tour really started giving me the cold shoulder when I had told her I killed a spider in the hotel room. Like, that's sacrosanct to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, I say when there's spiders, you say, welcome. Come into my house.
Can you tilt your mic up just a tiny bit?
We have been
My
getting
phone is dropped.
some-
Sorry, I don't know
Sorry.
if it's necessary, but
We've been getting some big, beefy spiders around here lately.
We
There's
have
one
been.
right here that's like built a huge web
where are you pointing?
out. Yeah,
Okay.
outside. Like our wall here, connecting to the like cable line. There's like, and he's right in the middle, just with the wind.
We get one right in front of our Ring camera, and every night it's like someone's trying to murder you. I promise. Look outside
Like
right
a
now.
giant
the light
spider.
comes on and everything, and then it's just some dipshit spider just hanging on a web,
Oh, my
floating,
God.
looking at you like, "I'm cool. I'm gonna eat something."
Yeah.
I have had it with these bugs.
Okay.
I can't believe you have that drop. Randy.
There's way too many drops, and most of them.
Is that Jordan?
No, that is Joe Quazala.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Every time I wash my face and water splashes everywhere, I feel like I'm in a Neutrogena commercial. That is really going back. Unless
Yeah.
they still have those commercials.
I think they do, but
Probably,
it's a known image.
Yeah. Whenever I toss a burger patty in the air, and then I toss the tomatoes, and I toss the lettuce, and toss the bun, I feel like I'm in a Burger King commercial.
Yeah.
You know?
Whenever I spear 2 pizzas,
Yes.
Pizza, pizza.
All right, here's one that is close to my heart. I no longer care if my socks.
Like, are the pizzas swimming around? And he's like, got the, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, wait, I got
He catches pizzas
like
with
a
his
catch them in the
spear.
air.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, he's an idiot.
I no longer.
I mean, who's tossing the pizza and then spearing them, you know?
this guy.
Well, he's laughing all the way to the bank. So
How does spearfishing work, though? Like,
you just stick it.
That's such a funny. How does spearfishing work?
but really,
Stand
like,
on a rock, and then you and then you toss the spear and you get it.
you toss it,
Well, what else would you do?
You
Just
like-
stab it.
well, you could stab it, or you could.
Well, if you
there's
toss
it
it,
into
who's
the-
going to get it?
The
Well, you go get
fish.
it.
I think there's a
Oh.
string attached to the end that you like toss, and then you can reel it back to yourself.
Sure.
There's also spear guns where you.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, you're going to be waiting for a long. It feels like you're going to. Well, I guess you're waiting for a long time if you're like reel fishing too, REEL.
Waiting for
Or
a long
line.
time.
I'm just thinking to spear a fish.
Yeah.
Well, it takes patience. Honey.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to wait. You got to really track the fish.
gotta
see
be
what's
the
moving, know
water.
where it's going to be.
It's like people who shoot with bow and arrows. You know, it's like it's much easier to use a gun, but it's
Right.
a different
Right.
skill
Easier to
set.
go to the grocery store.
I think spearfishing is probably real hard.
yeah, I think so.
I think it's probably hard.
Timing. It's a matter of timing, really.
Yeah, and you know how the light refracts too. It's like where you think it is probably
Yeah.
not where it is. So you got to do that, and you know. Yeah.
Spear your own leg by mistake. Okay. I no longer care if my socks match. No one really sees them, and no one really sees them, and they don't really care, right? I've had it up
Yeah.
to here with matching socks.
Yeah,
Well-
I don't watch myself.
Yeah.
Literally, okay. Well, first of all, Allison, I noticed early on in our relationship wore mismatched socks, and it was, I was worried.
Well,
'Cause
they
it's a
say it's like
sign
a
of-
sign of insanity.
a sign
or something,
of
but I think
mentalism.
that's stupid.
And then literally this morning, I had 2 socks that I thought were the same because they're the same shade of beige, different, and I was like, here we go, here we go.
Wow.
I'll never do it.
Really?
I
I
hate
take
it.
a sock off and put the right one on. I
I
absolutely
get that
Yeah,
too.
I try to keep them together.
Yeah.
That
But
seems more crazy to me than not caring. Actually,
but I
Like,
also
you know what I
don't-
mean? Like to be too worried about it.
I don't get the because there are people that are like into socks. It's like a thing for them,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Sockheads.
I don't get. Yeah, the sockheads. I don't get it because, as the person is saying, you hardly ever see them.
Right. Although Daniel noticed, remember your fashion observation about how all pants are like ankle length at this point?
Yeah.
After we
They've
went
been
to,
getting short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were? Oh, we were at
Jackie's
Jackie's
son's
thing, and
birthday
like
thing.
I had bought pants that I need to get hemmed, so they were a little too long. So I'm a little self-conscious about my pants. Not really, but I'm looking around the party. Every single dude had like really like high hems, or had like rolled it or whatever. Did they roll it? And I'm like, why did everyone get the memo here on the ridiculously short hem?
I got
I'm looking at
I got to
everyone's
roll.
short hems. Yeah.
I got to roll.
How did you
Yeah.
know to do this?
I don't know. I just did.
Everyone just started doing it. Like I don't get out, so I don't see
Oh.
people's
I don't know.
trends.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Actually, yeah.
You're saying when you say I got to roll, I thought you meant you had to
You leave, yeah.
You mean you roll up your pants?
That's correct.
Sporting a roll.
I rolled up the bottoms.
But no, but I actually hesitated on that though because in my memory I don't think they were rolled. I think they were actually
Yeah,
hemmed
maybe.
short.
I'm afraid to do that. I'm not
It's a
I'm
look.
willing to commit. Because then what happens? Like now that gene, that's always going to be that length.
It feels like an
I can't commit to
affected.
that length.
Right.
What if you
have to
grow?
commit.
I'm going to get tall. I'm a tall boy someday.
To me, it's a bit of a hipster affected kind of choice.
No offense.
No, not
I
the
mean,
role.
It's extremely hurtful.
Not the role.
No offense, none taken.
None
That's your
taken.
thing.
That's my thing. Good pull.
Yeah.
I have a thing.
No, the committing to the hem is the part that's, to me, I'm like, I can't.
I just got a suit, and I don't want to. I got to spend the money to get the hem, and I'm like, it's a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a $600 commitment I'm making.
You got to go conservative.
Yeah,
with the hem.
right. That's a long pant I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little break.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, right? The
Yeah,
little
when it
fold?
hits your shoe. All right, here's one that delights me. I sniff my underwear when this is the one that made me think I shouldn't read names. I sniff my underwear when I go to the bathroom to keep tabs on my vaginal health. I don't do this.
I do not do this, but I think that's okay.
But listen, I'm not going to lie. I have this is not how I keep Daniel Wants to Die.
Cool.
This is not how I keep tabs on my vaginal health. However, if I have a suspicion, like what's going on, then maybe I'll sneak a sniff.
Sure. I can't smell, so
right.
I've probably been dying of the vagina for years. It's probably been trying to kill me for years.
Do you have taste too, or do you have?
I have taste now. I just have a very weak sense of smell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one you want less of.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
But-
People, I have a really good sense of smell. I'm like, that's the one.
Sometimes
Yeah.
around my kids, I would like to have less of a sense of hearing. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I've
they're
been
working on
having
it.
weird shit going on with my ear and it's driving me nuts.
They are
Okay.
our kids are so fucking loud and they scream all the time.
Except
I get
when
like,
you want to hear them, though.
well, they'll
Like, Elliot, what kind of cereal do you want?
oh yeah, Elliot is either like what mumbling into the distance.
Mommy.
But my watch will tell me when I'm in an environment where the sounds are dangerously loud, and I get it all the time from them. It's
That's
all
hilarious.
constantly,
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Owen found a whistle. the
Oh,
other day.
no.
Yeah.
There was a guy at the Fishbone concert with like full on like tissues in his ears, an older guy.
smart.
And I was like, smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay. Someone says the phrase easy breezy. In my mind, I always add beautiful cover girl. I love that. I don't do that one. I go sometimes lemon squeezy,
Yeah.
sometimes, and I Japanesey.
Japanesey.
That's the old one. That's been replaced
Yeah.
with lemon squeezy.
Or Portuguesey. Just kidding. That's lateral. It's lateral.
Yeah.
I think I was on a show where we made that joke, and it was like, guys, but easy breezy beautiful cover girl. Yeah.
That's the commercial.
I think that's a great, and I also think easy breezy beautiful cover girl is like a way of life to whoever wrote that in. I think that's
Yeah.
like a really good thing to have in your
it's
head.
Jen. I can say her name.
Jen, I need to adopt that.
Yeah.
I don't have that in my head.
Right. All right. Someone says, sometimes I look at my children and think, whoa, I have to raise them. I don't have
Yeah, I've never
that.
thought I had to raise my
So
kids.
dark.
Yeah.
Do you
But I
have
get
to?
it.
They kind of raise themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
It's
they're
over.
going to
It's-
figure it out.
It's overwhelming, it seems.
I look at them and I think
They're doing all
they're
right.
going to be old so fast.
Aw.
Like,
Well, yeah.
but because I look at Elliot and I can still remember what his baby face looked like.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they say kids have their personality and everything by the time they're like 4 or something, right?
I mean,
so that's why I
I
quit.
think younger.
I was like, you're up now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got your personality. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do.
The clay is a
Kinda.
little dry
That's
in that
right.
regard. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're already fucked. Kids.
I'm
I'm
always
sure.
just thinking I'm doing like lifelong damage. Like everything I say, I like watching those eyes and I'm like, was that the thing? Is it the thing you're going to therapy? That's the one?
Oh.
Every time. It's the worst.
Yeah. I don't worry that I'm doing damage in an overt sense. Like I used to worry, like, oh yeah, you'll fuck them up because you did something and that's going to mess them up. Now I worry that I'm fucking them up by not doing something.
Right.
You know, like, oh, I'm not, engaging in this way or being or giving them more limits or, whatever. And now they're just going to be monsters out in the world, or they won't have the foundation they'll need to be strong, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like always like it's this feeling of not ever doing enough.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Attention, all parents, educators, and caretakers. Speaking of kids, if you're looking for a screen-free way to entertain your children while showing them how fun and exciting educational learning can be, then Who Smarted is your perfect podcast. Also, I love the name. This is one of those rare podcasts for kids that adults actually enjoy listening to. Join the creators of Brain Games and Brainchild. And by the way, Brainchild is the show on Netflix that Allie Ward was the science friend.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
For the
great.
funniest, most creative educational podcast on the planet, designed for awesome 5 to 8-year-olds and their adults. Who Smarted combines hilarious storytelling, cool characters, and surprising sound effects to create a world that curious kids and caretakers love to enjoy. Kids are taught amazing science and history facts on fascinating topics. We got to get Owen listening to this. Who Smarted is part of the Starglow Media Kids and Family Network, which means all content is kid safe and parent approved. When they reached out to me and were like, hey, we love you. I don't know if they actually said we love you, but I just want them to have said that. Do you want to do a promo swap? I was like, yes. You realize that my show, though, is not super kid safe.
It's not.
But they're okay with that.
Okay,
because
good.
they did like the best job of talking about my show on their show, and they emphasized how much that it's like for adults.
And here you are pooching theirs.
Pooching.
Poaching.
Isn't
What's
that?
that?
Poaching.
No, isn't that like when you
Oh,
screw
like
something up?
like messing it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I may
Anyway.
have just made it up.
No, I've heard pooching.
Okay.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes when I pull old slang from the recesses of my mind, I'm not 100% confident.
I recommend you check out one of their recent episodes on, for example, the mysterious planet X, why
Ooh.
rabbits eat their own poop,
Oh my God, this is right up Owen's alley.
body temperature. You and all the kids will be binging the entire feed of Who Smarted before you know it. Join this educational universe created by STEM consultants, writers, and producers who strive to ignite, amplify, and satisfy children's natural curiosity. Find Who Smarted on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. Does anyone have a hey, go fuck yourself?
I'll just say a general, hey, go
Sure.
fuck yourself to the world of hotels in a post-COVID world. To the world of hotels in a post-COVID world. But I don't understand. I thought we haven't recovered from... Why can't you get room service anymore? And like,
Yes.
why can't you get your, I always leave a tip. Like I'm not saying, I'm just saying like when you're paying like $500 for like a Hilton in Evanston with love,
Right.
aside from like the
Where's
light and
my
the,
turn down service?
I need just a
That's
little
just-
something that makes me feel a little better for for getting price
so
gouged.
there's no
That-
room service anymore?
You have to like beg, borrow, and steal for it. You have to like go out of your way and ask for it. And when I asked, I was like, "Hey, we're in room 712. Can you?" And I just asked at the front desk, and she was like, "Yeah, we'll go to it." And it was like, "Oh, it's never gonna get me."
Yeah.
It was, to their credit, but it seems like very catch as catch can, and the experience of staying in a hotel isn't as fun anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the hotel companies just trying to squeeze more money. Like, it's they don't have to pay as many housekeepers. They
Right.
don't have to pay, people to deliver the food.
A lot of companies made money when they laid a bunch of people off.
Right,
And
and
they
they
don't
just
want to
haven't-
rehire.
It
Exactly.
sucks.
Yeah.
We're 3 plus years out. I think it's time. I don't know.
It'll never come back. Yeah,
Really?
I think that. Yeah, I mean, like
Sorry.
to your point, like there's like restaurants have like wellness charges and like all these things that were happening, because of the pandemic.
Right.
Like, that's never going away.
That's so
when money
interesting.
hits a company,
Right.
that money stays in the company.
Yeah, they're not going to like put
Right, that's
more
interesting.
expenses on the books and so that the year is worse than
That's right.
last year when they have to make a profit every year.
I've been thinking about this a lot. There are a lot of things that keep coming up as like, oh yeah, that's like a pandemic hangover that
Yeah.
we're all used to, but like we used to do it a different way.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean,
It sucks.
Yeah, it's interesting when not this last time we went to Hawaii, but the time before, it was impossible to get a reservation anywhere. Now, this actually was during the pandemic, kind of near the end. But so we went, there was this restaurant we wanted to go to. We could not get a reservation, and we went there, and there were a lot of empty tables. But it's because they were short-staffed. So now I don't know if that is what you guys are talking about, where
It's
they
a-
laid people
it's all
off, or
part
if
of the
it's
same.
that they
Yeah.
actually like couldn't keep enough staff. I don't know what it was, but it was
Yeah.
weird. It was sad.
It's just like traveling, like, you know, it's such a treat to be able to travel now. And I'm not saying that everything has to be up to my standards. I'm just saying, like, after that reunion, it would have been great to have a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
It feels like an opportunity, though, for a hotel chain, a resort chain, to say we do that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I would, if I had two to choose from, and I knew one did all that stuff, I would go to that.
The old
Absolutely.
school hotel stuff.
You know what I like in a hotel? Not on the same level and not the same, but something I don't see very often. When you go to that closet where there's ice,
Vending machine.
stick a vending machine in
I
there.
know.
Yeah, snacks and drinks.
When I was a kid,
love
going
a
to a
vending
hotel, and I'm telling you, any hotel, the most exciting thing was locating the vending machine and ice machine on your floor, and
The
if there was
arcade.
a video game
Yeah, of course.
somewhere in some
Oh, yeah.
closet somewhere.
Ice machine is such a specific like hotel thing
Yeah.
that like
Who's
how
getting
is that
ice?
a need?
For what?
Right.
Ice? Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
common enough. They're like, you gotta have the machine. 'cause
Right.
Everyone needs ice.
Because you need
Right.
to.
Why does everyone need so much ice?
I
Lots
never
of drinking.
fill it up.
Lots of drinking.
Is
I
it
only
Yeah.
because
need it
filling
if
up
I'm
the
drinking.
bathtub
People
and
making
killing
drinks,
people
yeah.
and putting their body parts
I guess
on
so.
ice?
You know what? Back
Yes,
in the
icing your
yes.
balls,
It's
right?
Yes.
Kidney.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
for the murderer.
Oh, for the kidney, right?
Yeah.
Also, real quick, you said, Robin, you said something about tipping at the hotels. Do you leave tips for the housekeepers?
I do.
Okay. Does everyone do this? Because
Yeah.
I do.
really?
Yeah.
You don't
Tony,
have
I
to.
just found out about
No,
this
me too. My
And
girlfriend-
you stay in one all the time.
Yeah, my girlfriend like brought it up to me once, and I have literally never even heard of that being a thing.
I love
Yeah.
that because you've stayed probably in like 1,000 times
Oh,
more hotels
yeah.
than any of us.
yeah, and I've
But
never
just for
and-
one night usually. I feel like that's a little
Right.
I'm not excusing your gauche behavior, but I'm saying it's one thing if like you stay in a hotel for longer than one night.
My rule is if you're there for like a night and you make a huge mess, I'll tip. If we're there for multiple nights, regardless of the mess,
Yeah.
I'll give a tip. But if it's one night and I'm like on a business trip and I barely impacted anything, I might not.
yeah,
Like,
which is
what kind
usually
of
my
tip are we
thing.
talking about?
Couple bucks depending on
Oh,
the amount
just
of
a couple
days.
bucks?
Wait,
Like,
just a couple? We're like 10 or 20. I'd
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Sweet brag.
No, I mean like if
Do you
it's,
do?
if,
But we make a huge fucking mess.
I don't
I
need like a
shit
ton of
on
money.
the coffee table.
Allison like
Put the money in it.
she breaks shit, turns the
Yeah,
mattress
yeah.
over.
But you know, Tony,
I'm just flipping their mattresses for them.
I wonder if because when did you like start in this band? Like how old were you?
Yeah. Finally, let us know.
Well, I first started touring in 2000.
So how old? Well, were you in your teens?
No,
20s?
I was early 20s.
Yeah, so I just kind of feel like that was how you were introduced to the world of like
Yeah, but
being
I stayed in
hotels.
hotels with my family and stuff
Maybe
when I was
to
younger.
think
I
they were
don't know
doing
if
it?
our
No,
parents.
not-
I don't think
I don't
our
think
parents'
so.
generation did it as much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
especially do now because I think housekeepers have been getting the raw
Yeah,
deal since
yeah.
the pandemic.
My parents would like, my dad like wanted to be Mr. Vegas, you know? So every hotel we stayed in, whether we were in Vegas or not, he would find the housekeeping person in the hall and like slip them some bills.
Yeah.
Not leave. Why did you roll your eyes?
Well, because they change, so you're not
Yeah,
getting
I know.
anything for
I
that.
know. But so this thing where you leave money like in an envelope in the room or leave money on the desk or something for them. That is actually relatively new to me, but that seems to be what the custom is, right?
Yeah. I
yeah.
think so.
So that's what we've started doing. But
How long has it been happening? Like, how long have you been
I'm
tipping?
so glad at least one of those.
I have had, as soon as you said it, I was like, we have to talk about this because this is
Yeah.
like, I have like, now I have shame for 20 years.
Yeah, literally when Flo first mentioned it to me, I laughed at her.
Yeah, it's like crazy, right?
I think most people don't.
I think most people
So
don't. And if
you're
you
not-
want to, you
yeah.
can. I don't judge anybody for not doing it. Like, I think it's just what you feel like.
yeah.
And where you are in your life. And I do think if you made a huge mess, it's a nice touch, but most people probably don't.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the last tipping things where it isn't expected and it truly is just something you do because you
okay.
appreciate. Like most of them are kind of like this. Yeah, I gotta tip you because, like, you know, that's your
I think
income.
my parents saw it as insurance against their something being stolen from the
Right.
room or whatever. And that's why they would like catch
Yeah.
them early and do it.
Yeah,
And also, you can tip, this might blow your mind, Tony, you can tip the front desk if you check in and you're just like, I've done it before. I've just been like, oh my God, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah,
and
and
they'll
slip
be like,
'em
oh,
a-
thank you. And they'll be like, look at this. Like a suite just opened up on the 12th floor.
Wait, that's how you do it? Because Daniel and I have
Sometimes.
tried to do this.
Yeah.
It has
we never know how to.
never-
we
it's always
never know
been
how
wasted
to do
money.
it smoothly.
There's a great book called, I think it's called Heads and Beds, and it tells you like all the things to do at hotels to like get everybody to love
Heads
you
and
and get free
heads
stuff.
in beds.
Heads and Beds. I think that's the title of it. And they also
God, I gotta
say
read this.
if you charge for a movie, if you get something that costs money, whether it's adult entertainment or just regular movies that charge, and you go down to the desk and you're checking out, which Sam and I often disagree. You do not need to check out of a
Yeah,
hotel.
I
but
never
he,
do.
He
Oh, I
likes
always
it.
do.
Yeah, he needs to check out of a hotel.
I don't
I used
know
to
why, though.
always, but I stopped.
In the old days, you would check out of the hotel and they would hand you your bill. And according to Heads in Beds, if you look at the bill and be like, I actually didn't watch any of these, they have no choice but to be like, okay, thank you so much. Like they're primed to refund it to you if
Interesting.
you ask.
I'm
Like,
gonna watch so much porn.
and
Yeah,
same with
yeah,
like the honor bar
definitely.
stuff. I think that's what it said. If
That's
you say, "Oh, I
Finally,
didn't
you'll be able
eat
to get
any of
porn
that
for free.
stuff,"
Can you do me a
You'll
favor?
get it
Can
for
you cut
free.
this whole thing out? I don't want all these people hearing this.
right?
It's gonna ruin it.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to get wise
If you
to
just
it.
say like, "Oh, I didn't drink that stuff in the honor bar or eat those snacks," they'll just refund.
I think I
they won't
have been charged for honor bar stuff that I didn't
Honor bar?
consume. Yeah,
Oh.
that's like the
refrigerator.
you know,
I've never heard of it.
That's
called that.
that's when the bar gets straight A's.
Yeah,
what have you heard it called? The mini bar?
mini bar.
Honor bar started
Yeah, I've
when
never
it's
heard Honor
like
Bar either.
it changed because it changed to honor bar at some point where it used to be like
Is it
you had
because it's
to
all woke now?
I think you had to put actual money into it,
Right.
and then it turned into like
But they have
They'll
sensors.
track
There's
it.
nothing
Yeah,
honor
or
about it. They
censor.
know
Right,
exactly
yeah.
what you're
You're
doing.
right.
Yeah.
What bullshit?
Yeah, like if there are some places where if you remove it and then put it back, you might
Yeah.
get charged.
I mean,
'cause
I know like we always bring our own stuff in or whatever, and you like they won't let you use it to put your own stuff in.
Right.
It's like this is not a fridge for you.
right.
It's a fridge to charge you for
This
things.
is a fridge for us to make money.
You know what I actually think is a little bit bullshit, and I'm sure someone who works in this field, I'll get a ration of shit from a sommelier, but corkage fees at
Yeah,
restaurants.
Yeah.
I don't really get that.
Yeah.
Is it because they have to put in the work to like open it and chill it, or is it they're just trying to
'Cause they-
encourage you to drink their wine?
Yeah, it's because you're taking money out of their pockets.
Yeah.
You know, they're not getting to charge you for drinks, which
Right.
the liquor part of it is a big, huge part of it. So,
I guess that makes sense.
I got to read this book.
Heads in Beds. It's very, very good. I read it a long time ago. None of what I said could be true, but I think it's true.
Daniel and I have tried the like tipping for a better room thing.
Fucking never
it
works.
has worked before. I don't think it's the tip that
No.
worked, but I mean we've gotten like better rooms,
Yeah.
but
not because of the tip.
I don't think it's because of the tip. No.
I feel like it's just like, hi, I'm going to burn this 20 right in front of you. Isn't this fun?
What do you do if you don't have cash in a scenario where you need cash to tip? Because I panicked before when I flew home yesterday. I didn't get to my hotel till like 1 a.m. or something, and then I left at 5:30 a.m. So I was like out of my mind, tired, and I took the airport shuttle. And then as we got there, I'm like, "Fuck, I don't have any cash," and I just literally took my bag and went in, didn't say anything, and I felt like an asshole. But I was like, I don't know.
If it's a situation where there's an expectation, I'll just tell them I'm sorry. I forgot.
Like I can't believe there are still if there's an expectation, they should have a way to accept credit because that's
Yeah.
what everyone's
Yeah.
doing.
Or Venmo.
There's like a world where I
Maybe
don't know,
they
like
do.
there's a kind of a world where it's like get your shit together.
Yeah. Put
Like
a
I'm
sign
happy to
with
give
your
you money,
Venmo
but
in there,
like
yeah.
we're all moving forward. You got to too.
I've been thinking about what Greg Heller said last week, where he went to some place and they asked
he
him.
picked up food.
He picked up food and they asked him if he was going to tip.
They said, "How much would you like to leave?
How much would you like to leave for a tip? And he said nothing. And what he said is he would have, but because they asked, he said nothing.
Yeah, they didn't just spin the thing around and show him the
It
thing.
was like another step, but the
asked.
spinning around is
Yeah.
annoying as it is. And I was like, yeah, I like that because fuck you. I don't like you asking me that and putting me on the spot like that.
Oh, remember how you said, and then we should end the show, but remember how you said that when you're checking out at like Vaughn's or whatever, and it's like, do
Yes.
you want to
Do you want to donate $5 to this children's
and
cancer
you
fund?
said that that's a tax write-off
Yes, for the business.
Right. Someone wrote in and said they're a CPA, and that's not true.
Ooh, busted.
Where are you getting the info? Because I really liked your idea, because then that makes me not feel like an asshole for
I don't remember where I got it. I got it probably from Bullshit Monthly, which everyone should subscribe to.
I mean, it makes sense that there must be some upside for them, though. I doubt they're just being good people.
That's how I feel too. There's no way that it's pure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm open to being wrong, but I did get it from somewhere.
Some source, yeah.
That was a source. I don't have all the receipts on everything.
It's because they do shit like what you're talking about with hotels, with like not bringing stuff back and charging us for little things more and more, and putting a refrigerator in your room that has things you can't touch and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we're also like second guessing everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if there's no sense of like a company doing a service and then you pay them for the service.
Right.
Now you're always like watching your back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating that's what it's come to. It's like they're looking at the game is we're gonna make every dollar off of you we can. Watch your ass because we're coming.
Right.
Here's the thing about the donation thing. I don't see what other upside there is for Albertsons or whatever to do that. Why would they do that?
I'm trying to
They're
read
not
an
like
article.
they don't care. It's putting the customer in an uncomfortable position. Why would you do that?
I mean, like find a charity you like and make the agreement that if you feel bad about it, make the agreement that you will donate off your phone every time they ask you at the grocery store. I don't do that, but I'm donating here.
Yeah,
But it's like the giving at the grocery store feels like they're.
it's just a weird thing for the grocery stores to do.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe it's just cynical, but like they don't give a shit. Albertsons isn't like this company that cares about the common
do
good.
grocery stores get tax deductions from donations? If they have matched donations with receipts as proof, then they can claim deductible taxes. Well, however, if the donations are anonymous, they can't claim the right to deductions.
But they're not anonymous.
Right. I don't know. This didn't actually help me.
Well,
Let's try to find out.
Wait to see
for the
like
next time.
a Safdie Brothers documentary on where all the Ralph's money.
you know what?
donations are
I'll
going.
defer to the listener on this one, but it is very surprising to me, if true, that Ralph's
some
is
kind of upside,
really
yeah.
they really care about whatever thing. That's
There's got to
surprising
be
me.
some corporate upside. We'll find out, and we'll let you guys know. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, this has been too much fun. It's been too much fun. I am nauseated from the amount of fun I'm having.
I know. I'm gonna go take care of kids to
Bring
balance
yourself
off all this
down.
fun.
Yeah.
Same.
If you like what you're hearing, or even if you don't, make sure you're subscribed. Leave us a comment, a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever. Click 5 stars. Follow me, Allison Rosen, on Twitter and Instagram, and the Allison Rosen on TikTok. And I have a Substack newsletter now, AllisonRosen.substack.com. Check out more of my words. Robin, where might we find you?
On Instagram at ROBINSHORR. I hope that you come follow me and that I make you laugh.
Wonderful. And Todd?
You can find me on Instagram at Todd Cooper, but also I'm doing if you're in LA, I'm doing a Misfits cover band for Halloween,
Oh, cool.
which I'm really excited about. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun at Midnight Hour Records in the Valley. And then there's another one that you can go and look at at my Instagram. I'll post about. It's a Misfits Danzig Samhain night, which is crazy. I'm really excited. And also my band God Collider, the new record came out a couple months ago. Go check out God Collider if you like heavy hardcore.
There's never a bad time to rock and roll, man.
Daniel?
You can follow me at Instagram at Daniel Quantz, and that's pretty much all
And
I'm doing
Tony?
these days.
Well, first off, I really enjoyed talking about my tour, so thank you.
Allison Rosen.
I'm so sorry.
I really don't care. That was just too easy. I had to.
I know, and you're not here next week, right?
Yeah, I'll be gone again.
Where
just
are you
for a few
fucking
days.
going?
I will be in Vegas Saturday and Sunday playing the When We Were Young festival, and then I'll be.
Is that going to be at the Win?
No, it's at the Vegas Fairgrounds or
The
something.
when we were young.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then I'll be in Miami on playing a show before the Coheed and Cambria cruise leaves, and then I fly home right after that.
Did you do a show with Sunny Day Real Estate?
I have, yeah.
But like
Not
recently?
No, it's been like, that was like 2010 or something.
How was your tour?
It was fine. I played shows.
I need to hear about it next time.
No, it's fine. It's really like yeah.
But your LA show was like amazing, right? It was the most fun one, you said, and Bowens was there.
Yeah, former guest Anthony Bowens and John Ross Bowie also there too.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Those are the show connections on the tour.
Yeah. Cool. All right, where can we find you?
Oh yeah, Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
Oh, Robin, I robbed
That's
you.
okay. No, she does it.
I'm out of practice.
It was good to hear that one. I usually do that. It's fine. It's fine. That was better.
See, I was gone for weeks and I forgot. And yeah, those shows this weekend. Although I think all those are sold out. So, yeah, that's right.
That's
it was
a
a
good
forgetful brag.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Oh, Bizarre Albums every Tuesday.
Is this what we're saying now? Or are we just going brag when someone's just saying
It's
bragging?
annoying. I need to.
No. I don't
doing
mean.
it.
I didn't mean. That sounded so condescending. If you took it how I meant it, like, oh, is this what we're doing now? But Tony had said something like that to me earlier, so I just want to know. I just want to be hip to the young people.
It's not.
But two people said it in like the last 30 minutes.
I do like saying it for things that are so not brags, though. That's when I like to say it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. I'm gonna incorporate it.
I got one more plug.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I have so many plugs. I feel great about it. Ali Ward did a episode about our lumberyard at Angel City Lumber.
Oh, nice.
About the one about wood. So I recommend going to listen to that.
Cool.
Everyone, go check that out. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. This was delightful. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen